You can't fully appreciate the sunshine without the rain. And if you want to make the most out of your wet season, this video is for you, because in this video, I'm gonna show you how we set up our 550-gallon rain harvesting system without breaking the bank. Hi, I'm Christina with Forever Food Forest, a channel where I explore ways of growing food without the use of herbicides, pesticides, or commercial fertilizers. And instead, I rely on permaculture gardening principles and other natural farming techniques to grow food that's good for the garden and good for the planet. A rain harvesting system is a cost-effective solution for irrigating your food forest or garden. I mean, you're literally just harvesting something that's falling freely from the sky. And this system consists of three main components: something to collect the water, something to store the water in, and lastly, a way to distribute the water to your plants. Roofs are excellent for water collection. You have a flat area that slopes down, and if you have gutters, even better. But even if you don't have gutters, you can strategically place your water storage tanks in places where the water comes down naturally. Now let's talk about storage tanks. A storage tank is going to be perhaps the most limiting factor in your rain harvesting system, because we can't use what we don't save. But the good news is you don't need a 500-gallon tank if that's not cost effective for you. You can use 10 55-gallon tanks, and I'm going to show you how we can distribute the water from each one to make it more efficient. And what I like about these is that they are, one, cost effective, and two, easily found and available. You can usually find them by checking Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. I've even seen these at some of our local thrift stores that have like a salvage yard, because a lot of businesses use these for transporting olive oil and other things. The most important thing that you want to check when you're looking at these drums is what were they used to store and transport. You want them to be food safe and avoid something that was used to store harsh, toxic chemicals. Now, you can also buy these already outfitted to be a rain barrel with a spout, an overflow, and a lid with a filter. And some of them are even sold with lids that you can connect directly to the downspout of your gutters. When it comes to positioning your rain barrels, you don't need to be an engineer to figure out the most efficient system. All you need to remember is that water flows downhill. Now, if you're like us and you don't have gutters and you want to figure out the optimal space for your rain barrel, all you need is some marbles. It's the oldest trick in the book. So we're just going to throw a marble and see where it falls. Yes, we got them all. Now, we have about 10 of these 55-gallon drums placed throughout the food forest, and carrying water to fill all of them would be an arduous task. So we use the power of physics. Remember, I said earlier, water always flows downhill. So our first collection barrel is placed at a slightly higher elevation than the subsequent barrels. So you can see it's on a table. Then we have a hose connected to that barrel, and the hose is then placed inside the subsequent barrels to fill them. So as you can see, the water is flowing. As long as the bottom of the hose is lower than the water level in that barrel, water is always going to flow downhill. Now, looking at this garden bed, you would not believe that we have been in a drought for the last 6 weeks. Look at how green and lush it is. And all this is thanks to a little system called drip irrigation. Drip irrigation allows you to conserve water, maximize your rain harvest. We also have our drip irrigation hoses connected to a timer. So we're using these soaker hoses, which is basically like a hose with a bunch of holes in it, and they slowly drip water. They also come with a pressure cap on the end, so you don't have to be a genius to install these in your garden. Then they are tied to this timer. So that way we can optimize our watering schedule. As you may know, the best time to water your garden is early in the morning and late in the evening to prevent evaporation. And then the timer is connected to this hose over here that goes to that rain barrel over there. not too far away. It's elevated slightly by about 18 inches. And when it is fully filled, it does get a nice amount of pressure. So we have one rain barrel over there, another one over here. And once one is empty, we just connect the hose to the other one. And look, in here we have squashes, marigolds, dill, beets, kale, tomatoes, and even grapes. When you have as many plants as we do, running a drip irrigation system to every single pot, plant, garden bed, tree is a little overwhelming and also impractical. So we also have just a regular old hose to walk around and water those areas manually. Okay, now this one is connected to the main water line because we are still waiting for rain. Perhaps Florida ma'am can do a little rain dance and make the clouds sing, or Jesus weep. Florida ma'am here, and if y'all take a moment and be so kind as to drop a like on this here video and stick around till the end, because I'm going to show you how we do the Florida native rain dance. So now that I walked you through our system, let's talk about the rain catchment system basics. You're going to need something to harvest the rain, i.e. a roof. Then you're going to need something to collect the rain into, a rain barrel. A rain barrel needs to have these three things: a spigot or a faucet. So these faucets are a standard 5/8 of an inch attachment, so they will go with any hose that you can buy at a hardware store or whatever it is that you buy your hoses. A lid with a filter. And it doesn't matter if you have a freestanding barrel like this that collects water that just falls directly from the roof, or a system that connects directly to your rain gutters via the downspout. It's still a good idea to have a filter to filter out any leaves, debris, and rocks. Another reason why you should have a filter on your lid is to keep mosquitoes from laying eggs in your water. Standing water is a magnet for mosquitoes, and we do not want to create an infestation and contribute to their population, so we are going to put a lid on it. And lastly, you need to have an overflow valve. This particular rain barrel has two. One is up here at the top and one is down here at the bottom. We are utilizing the one at the bottom. Next, you're going to need something to elevate your rain barrels. The higher the rain barrel, the more pressure you're going to have coming out of your hose. This particular one is about 24 inches off the ground. Things you can use to elevate your barrels: cinder blocks, sawhorses, tables that you no longer use. Just keep in mind that a barrel like this is going to be extremely heavy, so you do want something that is sturdy. The next component is hoses. Now we have one hose running from this rain barrel, and then we just move it around to different ones. However, if your budget allows, you can definitely use multiple hoses to daisy chain your system together. And lastly, drip irrigation systems. There are many drip irrigation systems on the market, but drip irrigation allows you to maximize your rainwater harvest. And the sun just came out again. I don't think we're getting any rain today. The weatherman lied again. Big surprise there. But moving on, check out this leek. That's a fat leek. So in this garden bed, we have another system. This is a grid system, the garden grid system. What I like about them is that each grid is about 12 by 12. So if you're into square foot gardening and really maximizing that space, this is an excellent irrigation system for that. It also is cool because it kind of keeps everything neat and organized. Okay, so let's find out why there's no water coming out of here. Maintaining your rain catchment system doesn't require a lot of time, but it is necessary to do that regularly, because a lot of times there are little leaves and things that fall in here by accident, and that can cause clogs. So this is the garden in minutes irrigation grid, and what I like about them is that it comes with a filter already in here. So if you don't put in a filter, all that stuff is going to end up in your irrigation system. And so that's some of the maintenance with this system, is you do need to clear out all your filters from time to time. Let's see if we have water coming through this. No water. So let's see. It doesn't look like there's any debris or obstruction, which leads me to believe that there's just not enough water. All right, now let's turn it on and see if it flows. Okay, it looks like we have a leak over here. That's not good. We got to fix that before the rainy season starts. And sometimes all it needs to be is just tightened. Wow, the soil is so dry that it is just not absorbing anything. It's hydrophobic right now. Maintaining your rain harvest system is super easy. Every once in a while, do a walkthrough, make sure you don't have any leaks or clogs. And if you're in a drought like we are right now, take the moment to clean out your rain barrels. I give them a good scrub with bleach, and that really does a lot to prevent algae growth and collection of any funky materials. It also prevents clogs. I really was hoping that it would rain today so I could demonstrate the system in action. I plan to release this video on Monday. It is Saturday, so we only have one day. I think I might need to call in some help, you guys. I think we need to do a rain dance. Okay, so I was just outside and I was grabbing some last shots for the video, and all of a sudden the skies opened up and it just started pouring down. Unbelievable. Let me know in the comments if you got any rain today. It's Monday. This is literally minutes before I'm posting this video, so it's pretty cool. After 6 weeks of nothing, you can hear the plants singing. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. It ain't stupid if it works.